Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatsMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very welcome. Right, now I have noticed on YouTube Analytics there's a whole bunch of you that disappear at the intermission. Because let's face it, we all know that the second map in the review is never as good as the first one. Today might be an exception to the rule. I think it's going to come down to taste. I think I prefer the first map, but I know you guys, and I think a lot of you are going to prefer the second map. It's a lot bolder, it's a lot more striking, a lot more variant in the way that it's put together than the first map. A little bit more fantastical and some very strong standards as well. So if you normally disappear at the intermission, please hang around and at least give the second map a chance. Not the first map isn't that bad either. But before any of that, this. Yes, this is clicking the like button and supporting the channel. That's right, the daily reminder, you know what to do. You don't need my help, do you? Okay, first map today, and I've been looking at YouTube. I think this is pronounced Waukesha or Waukesha. Waukesha, Wisconsin by HappyDragon. Real life location and their hometown apparently. There's your start square. That looks pretty playable. It is mostly national roads though, so you're not going to be doing a lot of heavy traffic here. Going to be a little bit careful on how you build on this very flat terrain. It's kind of begging for a lot on it. Strong resources, very strong resources. So there is that. And then of course, if you've got Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, there's a little bit in that lake. I'd look at the lake, to be honest with you. Okay, off to the workshop. Oh, what do we need? Well, we got a mass transit requirement. It's just a mass transit map. You will need mass transit for this one. Tree anarchy, because there's about 1 million trees. And then a true 2-lane country road, fill of grass. And I think that's your lot. I think that's your lot. We're using the regular temperate theme, the realistic 1.2 LUT. And
it's my first map.
That's right. They've done a very good job. For a first map, they've done a very good job. It's always a bit of a risk. When you're taking on a real life location, which they have gone with, and then they're going with the national roads on a map which is almost screaming out for a big city build. Well, you're gonna it's finding that balance, isn't it? It's finding the balance. Now I'm pretty sure that HappyDragon knows exactly what they're looking to do here. And I've had a look at Waukesha in Google Earth, and do you know what? There's something very pleasing for me about the town, or it's not a city, is it? About the town, and that is, while you're expecting, you look at this from top down, it's going to be a grid, isn't it? It's not very gritty. It's not very gritty at all. It's almost got a slightly European vibe to it. It still does have that American block kind of vibe, where you do have like a whole chunk that is just dedicated to this area is gonna be and they are square areas. But then it's kind of softened, and there's just no real, and one or two small areas where you could go, oh, that's a bit gritty. But even in Europe, especially in the UK, you've got in the industrial cities like Manchester, that kind of area, where you get rank and file streets that are just stacked one after the other. You could argue they're grids, and so yeah, houses tend to be rectangular or square. So even European cities will have a bit of a grittiness to them in certain places. So yeah, but I was absolutely very pleased. But with the the middle ground shape, it's almost like it's begging to be a Cities Skylines build. It's just about gritty enough that it's natural to build in Cities Skylines, but also not so gritty that you're going to want to just pull your hair out with it's like completely gritty. Everybody's favourite factory. There's that one for your BonBonBingo players. Right, this is your main intersection down here, this crossroads. That's it, because this is your start square area. And then the highway, or the national road, just heads off this way. So yes, mass transit is an absolute essential here. You're going to have nothing Nothing if you don't have mass transit. And unless you want to start building with an airport and unlocking that way, not really a lot of fun to be had there. We've got a single track here. I quite like the grass just encroaching a little bit here. It just feels natural. It just feels nice. Trees on the line, different thing. Grasses, they're all right, aren't they? Now, I can imagine that we might have some trees just encroaching onto the catenaries. But again, we are in Wisconsin. Do we really have catenaries in Wisconsin? I don't think I've ever seen a catenary in America. Now, that's probably because I haven't looked. But also, I just imagine that it is all like from formerly steam, and it's all diesel now. Maybe I'm wrong. I probably am. I quite often am. I don't get time to look into absolutely every niche and whatever. Oh, have a look over here though. See this train here taking the bend? It didn't go straight on for a reason. Look, we've got a bit of catenary chaos. It couldn't go straight on. The train knew it, so it bent off, and that's clever. It's also convenient and nothing to do with it at all. Anyway, yeah, so we got rail. The rail is, as you'd expect, very good, apart from a bit of catenary chaos. But again, I suspect we're not supposed to have catenaries. We should be using a mod just to get rid of them and have no catenaries. So, do they exist? Are they Schrodinger's catenaries? I don't know. If a catenary falls over on the line, I don't know where I'm going with this one, so I'm going to stop right there. Anyway, it's a good take on the rail lines. I'm sure they are based on real life. And again, like here, if there aren't any catenaries, then there aren't any catenaries. I don't know. I do not know. I just imagine that they're not supposed to be there. I don't think there's anything that I'm going to really worry too much. I do like this though. I do like this junction. Very nice, very neat little bow tie junction. Very cool. Anyway, so the map as a whole, we've got these little clearings which have got fertile land in them, so you could be going for a farming build, I guess. Let's just show you shipping routes. Not expecting any shipping routes really, are we? Do have an air route though that just arcs its way across the middle of the map here. So there's that if you want to do an airport build. And why not? We have Airports DLC now, finally. Yummy. Water flow in the start square. This might be more troublesome, do we think? Right, start square is down here. Now, I think all we've got is this little pond. Let me have a look. Yeah, all we've got is this little pond here. Pumping and drawing into there could be a problem. I recommend water towers. Or buying into, even this river's a little bit on the weak side, and we don't get it in the start square. So just be a little bit careful, or play a modded game, and that'll get you around that one, of course. Right, okay, let me see. What can I show you that we haven't seen? Well, you got a good density of trees. Like I said, it's about 1 million trees here. So, yeah, you're definitely going to be wanting to play, well, you need tree anarchy, basically. The density is pretty cool. I can buy into the distance between the tree trunks here. They feel about the right sort of distance, and so all credit for that. And like I say, they've got a real nice, realistic kind of shape to them. I totally buy into those as well. The rivers, a lot of them have got a little bit of extra, like where the floodplains are here. We've got the grasses for weeds or for reeds, and reeds for grasses. That's it. And I think this makes the rivers really pop quite nicely. I wouldn't build down to those reeds. I'd stop a little bit way back, or maybe not even build anywhere near them, because flooding. Because now we do that again. We've got some trees hanging onto the catenaries. Are the catenaries actually there? Because they are, we've not been told to take them away, they are, but I don't believe they really are supposed to be there. So again, I'm not that bothered by them. Loads of little lakes over this side of the map as well, just a few dotted around there, and there. And then we have, there's a few over here as well, just a few. Okay, nicely done. Even a little bit of rock work there as well, but yeah, nicely done with a little bit of grass work alongside. Big swathe of grass work here, and then you've got the big lake. This is the big one with a couple of little islands on it as well. A little bonbon island here and there. I quite like that. I quite like that. And then there's another one up the other end of the lake over here, which you can see we've got another little island there with a little peninsula sticking out with, I think, a cemetery on it. And again, we've got some more grass work here, a little river heading out here. This is feeding into the river network, and that is pretty neat as well. I'm not going to follow it all the way, but you can see it hits the old the grass floodplains there as well. That's very neat. Very, very neat. Definitely the sort of thing that I like. We've got this little lake all on its own over here. Again, you can see it's not an accident or an error. It's very, very deliberately put there. I guess it's there in real life, and so HappyDragon felt like it needed a little nod to it. Maybe it's their little fishing lake that they go to. Maybe. Anyway, I think that's pretty much. I mean, you've got the feel. I could break it down, but I think you've got the feel for the map. But what do you think of it? What do you think of it? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count because at the end of the month of the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now or the link in the description. It'll take you to the voting page where you can vote for free. Go on, do it now. And you should be back. Just in time for me to say, what do I think of Waukesha, Wisconsin by HappyDragon? Well, aesthetically, I think it does what it needs to do. Is it the most exciting thing in the world? Don't really think so. I don't think there's really much that HappyDragon could have done to really elevate it much further without subscribing to a zillion things. I think we'll go 3 stars, but right at the very top end. I like it. Detailing. Well, the detailing's good. I'm not going to penalise it for the rail because I don't suppose the rail's supposed to be like that. I think the tree work is strong enough to give it the 4th star. It does what it has to do, and it does it quite nicely. I'm going low 4. Gameplay, yes, if you want to rebuild the town, it's brilliant for that one. I think for anybody else, it's just going to be slightly above middle 3, in my opinion, which is flawed as always. Waukesha, Wisconsin by HappyDragon. Very neat little map. Very glad to see it. Thank you so much. Let's see some more, please. Not bad for a first effort. Right, brief intermission. Please don't disappear, please. And so back with today's second map. Okay, now this one, as I say, it's a lot bolder. We have highways, we've got some nice intersections, we've got a lot of very good work, a very nice theme mix as well. It's voted for by the BonBon buddies over on Patreon. Thank you so much for choosing this one because I think this is actually a very nice shout. There's only a couple of bits about it I don't like, which of course I will show you, but there's plenty about it that I do like as well. And so I think a lot of you are actually going to prefer this to the first map. I prefer the first map, but only slightly. Only slightly. Okay, today's second map is Bosidosur, a European map by OlexX or OlexX possibly. Possibly. Right, let's have a little look at that start square. Look, see already, are you drawn in? This is more to my viewers' tastes, isn't it? You guys like that a lot more than that first map, don't you? Admit it. Terrain heights, lots of flat buildable area on the map as well. Strong resources too, I cannot argue against that either. And then if you've got Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, look, it's colourful. We've got basically a bit of everything, more or less. Okay, off to the workshop. Or what do we need? Well, that's a very good question. What do we need? Mass transit. Yes, mass transit. And there's a theme mix on this one. There's a few things to subscribe to. You can see that on the right, including the elevated train tracks, that sort of thing. We'll be using the... Oh, what's the theme mix called? It's down here somewhere. It's the Aqualtos. I don't know. Anyway, it contains the realistic 1.5.5 temperate theme. New Caledonia custom pavement, Farmland Europe, not so rocky European, Aguil Vert, and the realistic final LUT by Reaper, which is one of my favourite LUTs as well. All told, it's a very nice thing. Aquilitos. I'm still probably getting it wrong. But anyway, yes, it's a custom theme mix, and just look at it. Just look at it. It's a nice one, isn't it? Let's face it, it is a nice one. So, right, there's plenty. Do you know what? There's plenty to talk about. This second review is going to be longer than the first because there are way more things for me to focus on, to showcase on. For example, here, coming up to this first intersection, we've got a little lake in there in the little triangle bit, and it's a nice little trumpet intersection. The direct route to the start square, which I would normally take, is to take the left here. We get to the start square very quickly indeed. But this is a map which has got quite a lot of network working on it of one way or another. And if I was to take the direct route to the start square from there, we would be missing a trick. We would be. You just wouldn't get the feel for the map properly. So I'm going to take the slightly longer route, which won't take us directly into the start square. Everybody loves a big old bridge.
I love a bridge.
That's right. So yes, so we're going to take the slightly longer route, which won't take us quite into the start square, but close enough that you're going to say, yeah, it is though, isn't it, BonBon? It is. Right, a multi-tier junction. Slightly, it is a fantastical map. It definitely is a fantastical map. So we can let that junction go because it is within context of the map that we are playing with. Personally, I don't like junctions like that. I really do not like them. But again, there are a lot of people out there who don't care because it's all about having train traffic flowing. And if it's away and not seen, then that's fine. Plus, you can always delete it and rebuild it in the manner that you like. I think this is the intersection we're going to take a little left at. Again, we could keep going on this one. It's not a map with stupid amounts of highways on them, but it is a map with enough highways on it that, again, if we took the direct route, you wouldn't get a feel for it. So let's follow this one. Some of the routing on the highways I find are just a little bit, dull, disinteresting. Yeah, I'm going to go with disinteresting. Some of the routing, but again, if you're building a city, you're going to be going, yeah, well, I'm moving that highway anyway, aren't you? That's how it works. That is basically how it works. Don't like that highway, I'm moving it, I'm deleting it. So these things don't matter in the grand scheme of things, but because I'm reviewing the map as is, I'm saying it. Some of the roads I find a bit disinteresting. This bit I don't though. Wait for it. Goes into a tunnel and it emerges over here. Look at this. This is a beauty. This is an absolute beauty of intersection. So good, we will be coming back to this intersection because it is an absolute beauty. You wait, because you know I'm going to be picking up on all of the errors in that, don't you? What if I tell you there aren't any? What if I told you that? Would you believe me? Well, you'll have to wait. I'm going back. I will. Right, okay, then we got this roundabout thing, okay, with the overpass, Footpath Overpass, which is very pretty, very, very pretty. Again, intersection marking tool is in operation. For those of you that, if you haven't got the intersection marking tool, it doesn't matter. Just the map will load up without the intersection markings on it. If you do have the intersection marking tool mod, then all the intersections will be pre-marked. And the intersection marking on this map is very strong. We'll have a look at one of them. I'll just show you a tiny little improvement that can be made, but it is tiny. Honestly, nobody's going to give a monkeys. Right, now I did tell you that we weren't going to get all the way down to the start square. That's because that road ends here and the start square starts here. So it just falls a little bit short to the route that we've taken. But as you can see, we are very much connected. And look at this. Look at this. Yeah, so we are very much connected. But I took that route because it was slightly more interesting, even though it didn't quite reach. And then we have the rail. Now, we've already seen that the rail, we've got some multi-tier junctions that are not realistic. And so a little bit of sort of like gradient issues here and there, I think we'll just turn a blind eye to. Because there are areas that aren't strictly realistic. But in terms of a fantastical map, it's strong, it's bold, it's clean, it's crisp. And I think it's a pretty nicely done job, you know. I think so. I don't know which way to go with the rail here. There's because again, there's plenty of rail. There's a tunnel emerges over here, and it comes out. It splits underground there and comes out off to our right there by the lake, as well as going straight on off towards the edge of the map. I think we've seen enough of the networking. I think you've got a good enough idea now of the standards and the sort of things that you'd be looking out for on the map. If I was to, I could show you all of it, but we won't get to bed, will we, if we do that? Okay, right. Shipping routes. We have shipping routes. Okay, this one goes under the big old bridge. That is definitely high enough for vanilla shipping there. And then this heads up this way, and we can see another ship going off towards the edge of the map there. A little shipping triangle going on here. And we've got another big old rail bridge there, which we'll come back to a bit later on. And then this follows up this canal or channel off towards the edge of the map there. That's pretty strong. And also, I've got an airport roundabout in the middle there. Planes can go round and round in circles. Round and round and round and round and round. Okay, a Waterfall and start square doesn't matter because we have two separate and separated areas. So you could draw from one side, pump into the other. And unless you're very unlucky, you should be fine. Though my luck, I wouldn't be very lucky. It would seep around somehow. I just know it. Right, so what haven't we seen? Well, we've looked at the networks. We've seen there's plenty of buildable space. I mean, we've got some very nice buildable space. We have got, if we go away from the buildable space, we've got some very rugged hills, and very much like the Scottish Highlands. No, we were talking about Scottish Highlands on Monday's show, but this feels more Scottish Highlands to me. Some of the waterways just feel about right as well. Some nice water detailing too along the edge there. I can buy into all of this. This is very, and even the tree clusters and tree clumps look very neatly done too. So all credit for the work that's gone on there. We've got a little bit of Uwitsa Castle, although this is more Uwitsa wall, stopping us from climbing over. If the bear climbs over the mountain, it's got to climb over a wall as well. Don't know who that's stopping getting in there. We do have another castle somewhere. I see it. I got it. Heading over this way. We've got a castle over here as well, including a little thing at the top there, looking over the other mountain. And then got Uwitsa little castle featurette going on here, including a little footpath that supposedly once led up to the top, but it has eroded away. Nice little touch there, doing the old broken footpath. And a cemetery, which is quite nicely detailed, actually. Quite like that. Oh, you're giving me ideas now. I'm getting ideas, OlexX. Literally just stole an idea from you there. Oh, I don't know when I'm going to use it. Anyway, yes, this is that intersection. Just look at that. Look at this. Now, okay, this is going to have all sorts of problems. We're going to have pillars. We're going to have streetlight clipping, not shipping clipping, streetlight clipping, but no pillars on the ground level, and no street lamp clipping on the ground level. So that's a good start. And then if we hover around the middle, looking for street lamp clipping and for pillars, and you won't see any. This is magnificent framing. Everything about that is 100% on point. I even love the way it goes into a tunnel under the rail a bit further on as well. Junction, we're looking for catenary chaos. You won't see any. You will see like the gradients, which are a little bit crazy, and again, I don't like it, but some of you won't care, so that's what matters, isn't it? This is great. I mean, this roundabout with the old footpath going over the top, and again with the little featurette area in the middle. It's so sweet. It's so cute. It's almost quirky geek girl. Almost. And yeah, this little bridge here. I told you we'd come back to this rail bridge. It isn't quite high enough for vanilla shipping, even the freighter. So yeah, you might want to elevate that one if you're running with vanilla shipping, or of course you can switch them out using mods for custom shipping. Couple of little houses over here, quite buying into these as well, the old burnt out shacks. And if you follow the dirt track down, this is the exception to the rule for me. How many times have I said I don't like to see two of these piers right next to each other? Because it just looks like it's copied and pasted. Thing is, the way this has been done, I buy into this as a little area. So there are two vanilla piers right next to each other, and I think they work together because of the way that they've been done. Okay, one thing I don't like about this map is this beach. This beach in this bay here just feels too deep. I don't buy into the geology. I don't see how that has evolved. And I know it's a fantastical map, but I don't like it. I think there are more interesting things we could have done around that area rather than just a big swathe of sand like that. Meanwhile, over here are the Essential Lighthouse. Isn't she lovely? Very nicely done. So credit for that. And we've got another vanilla pier. And again, I buy into this one. It looks like it's eroding away into the ocean. And normally I'd have a grumble about that, but just in the context that it's in there, I feel that that is about right. Okay, a couple more things to look at before we have a look at the voting. If you like making money from the off, what OlexX has given us are, look, we've got toll booths right at the edge of the map. So traffic comes in, traffic has to pay, traffic goes out, traffic has to pay. It's powered and ready to roll as well. And like I say, it's each of the entry points already in place. Again, won't be to everybody's taste, but there are some people who'll be going, oh, thank you, free money. Okay, now I did say we'd have a quick look at the intersection marking tool. Back to this magnificent intersection. I'll show you, I think, the slight improvement that can be made. I mean, it's good work, don't get me wrong. This is good. If everyone was like this, I'd be very happy. But just having a look here, I don't think the lines quite match up. Hang on, let's get down here and open up that. So yes, what I'm thinking is that line probably needs to be a bit thinner and a little bit more transparent. And it's really close. It is so close already that it's probably needless for me to actually mess around with it. But again, just a little bit of tweaking here and there. There are a few lines that just feel a bit bright and not quite a match. I probably haven't done a very good job there. Let me try another one. Like, here we go. On the bend here, this one again feels much brighter than the road leading, the line leading up to it. So let me try fixing this one. I'm not promising this is going to work, but we're going to have a go anyway. Yeah, this line just feels a bit brighter than the one leading up to it. So let me drop that down, drop the opacity a little bit, and that one as well, do the same. Not sure that's working because of the way the line is drawn, but yeah, I probably made it worse. But yeah, anyway, I'm not saying I'm perfection, but like I say, there's room for a little improvement there. I probably haven't done it, but then again, I am doing it on a speed whilst recording a show and trying to show you other stuff as well. Right, is there anything I haven't shown you? There's probably one last thing somewhere. Trying to think where we can do a screenshot from as well. Okay, I'll tell you what, I'm going to find a screenshot location. Anyway, what do you think of this map? Okay, now remember, the viewer's choice. Unless we can start getting the votes up, I'm probably going to stop doing it at some point. So, you know, if only 20 people are voting, what's the point of doing this thing? Viewer's choice has no merit if it's only 20 people, so get voting, please. Right, is this a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. I mean it. It really does. It might keep the thing going. And Bosidosur? I don't know how it's pronounced. By OlexX. What do I think of it? I think it's bold. It's a bold map. It's got some bold shapes. It's fantastical without being unbelievable. And it's striking. I think overall I'm going to give it 4 stars. Bottom end, but I'm going to go into 4 stars for this one. It's a good job. Detailing. I think the detailing's excellent on this map. I don't agree with the multi-tier on the rail, but in context of the map it kind of works. So I'm going to go for just below middle 4. Very neat work. Bit too bold for my liking, possibly. And gameplay potential. pretty playable, but also I feel it lacks that little bit of inspiration that some maps give you. That's just my opinion. I'm going to go for the top end of 3 stars. It won't let you down. It is playable, but it doesn't grab me. Bosodosa by OlexX. It's a bold, in-your-face, and classy little map, that one. There's going to be definitely have some takers. Definitely have some takers. So I swing slightly towards today's first map. Neither one's really the sort of map that I would choose to build on personally, but again, there's a different map for every single person. I say it again and again and again. Now, if you're still here, you're part of the 20 and out elite. Use the word of the day to prove that you are part of that 20 and out elite. Show off. Go on, you can do it. I'll see you again on Friday with another map in the What's Map series. Thanks for watching.